recently played a round of golf where I intended to swing with the average golfer's club head speed of 87 miles an hour. I played from the regular tees, I shot 5 over par, and the point I was trying to show is that you didn't have to hit the ball far to be able to score well. And I got this really great feedback. So many golfers were inspired by it and started reporting back to me, you know what, Jim, I went out, I swung easy, I didn't try to hit the ball far, and I played the best golf of my life. I shot my career best score. This was happening regularly. And I want to continue to encourage you to be aware that good golf isn't about how far you hit it. It's about where you hit it. And sometimes where you hit it has got to be pretty far, but oftentimes where you hit it does not need to be far. You know, great golf is played inside of 150 yards. So I wanted to give you another lesson here to help you to understand how you can get efficient power from an easy swing. Now, really, one of the coolest things about golf is we get to use these things here. These are highly engineered tools. If you compare this to a baseball bat, this is a spaceship compared to a baseball bat is like Fred Flintstone's car. These things are remarkable. Billions of dollars are spent in developing technology so that this game can get easier. Now, you have to think about it. This thing here, when used properly, creates a great amount of power. And you've all experienced it. Regardless of what swing style you use, you know that all of your best shots feel effortless, they feel powerful, they feel simple, they feel like you did nothing, but the ball went so far. And if you could just do that all the time, you know you could play the type of golf that you want to play. Now, what you don't realize is when you hit those shots, what really happens is this club comes to life. When the club comes to life, you get these efficient, effortless experiences, really powerful shots, everything that you could wish for. And it all requires that you get this thing to come to life. You have to let the club do the work for you. Now, how you get the club to do the work for you is actually quite simple. You have to understand how it works. This thing comes to life when it swings on a shallow, circular, and descending swing path. Every time you've hit those great shots, for some brief moment, you did something that got this thing to travel on a shallow, circular, and descending swing path. Often you hit those great shots when you care the least. So that usually means that you were more relaxed than most times. Often you hit those great shots when you're not trying to hit the ball far. You're trying to hit a 3/4 pitching wedge and all of a sudden you hit it 20 yards over the green. So for a brief moment, you captured the ability to let this thing do the work, and then all of a sudden you get that wonderful result. Now the hardest part is interpreting what happened. And most of you, once you feel the club come to life like that, you start feeling something that happened during the swing and you start trying to recreate it. The problem is that oftentimes what you're trying to recreate isn't getting this thing to come to life again. It's not getting the club to do the work. So, in order to get the club to do the work, it just has to travel on a shallow, circular, and descending path. And I discovered a way that is really easy to have the club travel on a shallow, circular, and descending path. Now first, let's talk about the path. Shallow. Shallow means that the club is traveling on a shallow angle of attack into the ball. That means the club is low to the ground instead of traveling on a steep angle of attack where the club would be higher off the ground. A shallow angle of attack gives the club width, and width creates power. Now also, you need circular. When this thing swings in a circle, it creates centripetal and centrifugal forces. It creates inertia. That combined with a wide swing path starts to add up to power, effortlessness. And then the final component is a descending swing path. When you have a descending swing path into the ball, you hit the ball solidly. When you hit the ball solidly from a shallow swing path that is also circular, the club comes to life and you hit these really powerful shots. Now, in order to create this shallow, circular, and descending swing path, I discovered that all you have to do is preset the movements in the setup position. So watch me here. Remember what shallow is. Shallow means the club is traveling low to the ground. So that means the club is traveling from the inside, headed out through the ball. An inside-out swing path, something that's already been agreed upon to be of great value in your golf swing. So in order to create that shallow swing path, if you set your body closed like this, what you're going to do is you're going to encourage this swing path, but also anatomically, you're putting your lead arm in a position so it can control the swing, and you're putting your trail arm in a position so it's more supportive during the swing. This is what encourages that shallow swing path. A steep swing path comes from using your trail side like this. A shallow swing path comes from using your lead side like this. Now, by setting your body closed like this, you're encouraging this shallow swing path. Now, you also have to do this. When you set your body closed, you load your weight onto your lead foot so that at least 70% of your weight is on your lead foot. What that does is it establishes the bottom of the arc for the swing. You see, in order to have a descending swing path, the bottom of the arc for your swing must be after the ball. In order to create that, all you have to understand is what creates the bottom of the arc for the swing. And it's simply the position of your weight at impact. If the position of your weight is on your trail foot, the bottom of the arc for your swing is going to be directly in front of your trail foot. And if the position of your weight is on your lead foot at impact, the bottom of the arc for your swing is going to be directly in front of your lead foot. That's going to create that solid contact. So when you set your body closed, you load your weight onto your lead foot. Now I've taken care of shallow and I've taken care of descending. Now the circular part just simply means this. The club needs to travel in a circular swing path. That's where it's going to create its maximum energy. Now if you shift your weight during the swing, the club travels more like an oval. It has flat spots in it. Those flat spots don't create near the same centrifugal and centripetal forces, so you don't get near as much power. But when you don't shift your weight, now the club is going to swing around this center point, the center point of your weight. And by doing that, the club swings on a circular swing path. So now, by setting closed, I've taken care of the shallow swing path. By anchoring my weight on the lead foot, I've taken care of the descending swing path. And by keeping my weight still during the swing, I've taken care of the circular swing path. It's that shallow circular and descending swing path that makes this thing come to life. Okay, so watch me here. First, I'm going to swing more like an average golfer's swing. I'm going to hit a 140-yard 8-iron. Watch me. I set my body closed. I've now taken care of shallow. I'm going to keep my weight still, circular, and descending. I've got my weight on my lead foot. And watch what happens. That's a 140-yard 8-iron. And that's a very low effort swing. The key is the swing path, not the speed of the swing. And the ball flight's a draw, which is a really efficient ball flight. It means that it's flying through the air with the most efficient spin, not too much spin. And if you need to, you can easily hit fades and be able to work the ball from that premise. So that's a 140-yard 8-iron, more like an average golfer's club head speed. Watch me here. Let's bump it up 10 miles an hour of club head speed, and I'll hit a 155-yard 8-iron. What I'm swinging at right there is about 70 to 80%. And then watch here. On a more advanced level, what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm just going to stretch the swing longer so I can create more torque down the lead side of my body, which requires that I have the acumen to do so. And that's a 170-yard 8-iron. It all comes from the simple premise of letting the club do the work. If you're going to let the club do the work, you have to know how it works. It works by swinging on a shallow, circular, and descending swing path. How you create that for yourself? Simply set up in a position that forces that to happen. Thanks for watching, and stay connected for more tips and updates by following me on social media. And if you're really serious about improving your game, check out my online golf school, JimVenetosGolfAcademy.com. Right now, golfers are cutting their handicaps in half with the system that I teach. Links in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time on the practice tee.